Hey, okay, excellent. So welcome, welcome. So Kelly, okay, before we introduce Kelly, I would love to let you know who, if you have, are you new to this and you're listening to this replay, just share that you're watching the replay so that we know. And we're just so honored. This is our very first, the Lightworkers Journey speaker series. And for those who are new to this platform and who are also getting to know me as well, I'm Kirsten Hodgins, and I've decided to create this platform because I have, just like many of you out there, light workers, opening your heart to this path to wanting to be of service. And many of us, this is new. My family, my friends aren't doing this type of career. And there's a limited amount of people that could really reach in and help you to unveil what's within you. Really, they could tell you, go get social media or try this, but really it's within us. And so we're here not only to lift up, inspire, and that's why I call it the High Vibe Lightworkers series, because I really want to bring us up to know who we truly are, really experience this in this platform. So this is my very first time having a live, not a first time being on social media doing interviews, but with this platform, the Lightworkers series, the journey. And it is all about the journey to help inspire you, to help you. If you can resonate with the stuff that we've been through, then take the wisdom. And we're here to help you to really know that you're not alone, because the journey is what builds you. It's all about really learning through these experiences, getting uncomfortable so that you could know what's within you from the soul, to learn how to articulate it and to be empowered, to step up and be that authentic voice that we want you to do so in this group. So that's why I've developed this group, because I really wanted to create a friends and believing type atmosphere. So no matter where you are on your journey, we're glad you're here. So Kelly, I'm going to introduce you now. So Kelly, oh my goodness, I met Kelly way back in 2013, 14. She came to really plugged in, tuned into divine. And she was one of those people who has been doing it for years and was just looking for a community of like-minded souls. And we actually hit it off. We've done one job together at home, and we've been friends ever since. And so I'm so honored that she is my first guest speaker. And I'm just going to actually go in and just share a little bit more about her. So Kelly is a leading psychic medium, a shamanic healer. She has over 38 combined years of experience working directly with spirit. She has been working as a professional psychic medium and spiritual healer for the past 10 years plus. And she has provided thousands of professional readings, conducted hundreds of courses and events, and she bridges the gap between heaven and earth and communicates with the vast spiritual landscape. You could not, we can't be in better hands to have her. We're in better hands. And she is the way shower you have been waiting for. So I'm so excited.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so we're just honored to have you here. So I want you to start off, so where are you on the Lightwork journey now? You could just explain, we're going to go back into time along your timeline, but I would love for you just to share, what is being a Lightworker? What's going on for you now as a Lightworker?
Wow. And that's such a huge question, because there's so many things that are going on.
Let's narrow it down. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. In general, for me right now, my hopes, my dreams, all of my intention here in terms of the work that I do is to assist others, to help them not only to empower themselves, but also to get the guidance and to get the knowledge that they need in order to make informed decisions for themselves. And many of us don't really feel like we have access to either higher levels of knowledge or wisdom. And so many people rely on me and others like you to be able to get divine guidance, to get that feeling of healing, and to get the direction that they need in their lives. So my mission is really to help others heal. Yeah. I do that through divine spiritual work, through guidance, through either private sessions or through group sessions. But I'm also here to teach and to support others, because I've been on this journey myself where I felt incomplete and felt like I didn't know the information I needed to know to be doing this work. So I've really been so blessed to get to a part in my life where I feel like I can support other light workers, other psychics, other mediums, other mystics and shamans to connect with their skills and to enhance their skills so that they can activate their own path and their own sacred skills.
Love it. Love it. So you just said so many things, and I want to kind of step back a bit. First of all, the first thing that you talked about, which is really what I resonate with as well for my own programs, is helping people know who they truly are and to empower them. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
And I really feel like we play in that energy of that old, the matrix. We don't really have that knowledge in terms of like being able to experience, for you, like you're helping people to really wake up and to experience their own divinity, to know that they are met, like their spirit is, they can never be separate from it. And that is a part of them, and help them to recognize it within them. So I love, love, love what you do. And the other things that you were saying was to show them the struggles and the things that we all have, is recognizing what we could do with it, because that's all about, well, who am I and life purpose, wouldn't you say? In terms of, people often come to the courses and they want to learn how to do this for themselves. And then some of them, I would say about maybe 10% go on, and they feel that call. They feel that resonance to be a light to others, to turn around and to be that light to others, which is why I think we're both here. Because we've had that experience. We feel compelled to turn around and to share that. So yeah, what are your programs about? Just want to know about your programs, and because I think I've just heard you also say that you help them psychically and intuitively, like with their gifts.
Yeah, absolutely. So of course I do private sessions and group sessions where people can come and, ask their questions or get the guidance that they need. But really, the thing that really makes my heart flutter the most is putting other people in the empowerment zone, helping to give them the information that they need to identify, what am I doing? I'm picking up these things. I'm feeling this. I'm seeing this. I'm hearing this. What does it mean? And what do I do with that information? And how do I get more? Because these are skills that are all innate to us, right? They come with us, with our human bodies and with our connection to consciousness. And so many of us don't understand the tools or don't understand the techniques in order to gain proper access or to understand the messages clearly and accurately. And I love helping people move forward in that journey and gain access to those skills and to enhance them so they can do it themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Equip them with the ability to be their highest authority in alignment with their highest self. I love it. So as a light worker, would you like to share on this platform anything that, going back in your timeline, think into a place where you had the most struggles as a light worker, really starting on this journey to be where you are now with this beautiful mission. So what happened along the way where you overcame? What was your biggest struggle that you overcame to be where you are?
I would say one of the biggest struggles was being open to practicing my skills on a regular basis and essentially getting out of my own way to do it. And there very well might be people who've resonated with the idea where they maybe started to dabble in some practice and then they put it down for years and then picked it up again at another time. And so I really wish that I would have gotten out of my own way sooner to be consistent in my practicing way back when.
When you look back now, what were your reasons for your compartmentalization, your spirituality, and your life as it was?
For the most part, it was fear-based energy around other people and around their perceptions of what I was doing. What did this mean if I chose to put on this psychic hat? And a lot of judgment came with that. And I learned that very, very quickly, right? And so as a result, it put me in the place where I didn't really feel comfortable to practice openly or to even to discuss this around other people because I was open to so much judgment, so many uncomfortable questions. And that was such a huge challenge. And I feel like it's a challenge for so many people to this day.
Absolutely. In the programs I've been supporting people, the number one thing is, well, I'm afraid to go and put my social media up because some people may judge me. We're afraid how others think of us. We feel very affected that we give our energy away in that way. So I support people in their mindset. I love what you're saying, because it is all about being your authentic self. And the more you are comfortable being you, we could take those masks off. And I feel like, Kelly, who you are today and who you were way back then, 12 years ago, I met you. I feel like there has been such a transformation in your authenticity and how your authenticness, the way you show up. But you've always had the biggest open heart. You've always been that, oh, we can see your son in the background. You've always had this big open heart. And I think that with spirit, guys, everything that we do in life is to come not from fear, but with an open heart. And if we could be a pillar in our own being and really hold that space, no matter what the judgments are, and if the fear of rejection, if we could just be safe within ourselves and not look for safety in what people think or an environment, we would be healed.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to applaud you for the work that the transformation you went, like healer, heal thyself. Like
Yeah.
you've done so much, and I've seen you transform, and I know that you hold that space for others. So I think that's fantastic. So what tips and tools, or did you want to share anything more about those struggles before we get into the tips and tools?
You know what, I would say, like, in terms of these struggles, I think it's so valid that everybody has them. Everybody has these struggles, and whether it's about, your psychic connections or other things, so many of us really have to be willing to get out of our own ways and step up and claim what it is that we want for ourselves. Because if we're not willing to do it, nobody's going to do it for us.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah. Nobody's going to hold your hand. Nobody's going to tell you and give you permission. You have to claim it for yourself. And if you don't know how and you're afraid, make mistakes. I totally agree with you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some tips. What would you recommend?
I think number one, the very most important thing is to truly be authentic and to be vulnerable with who you are and where your heart is calling you. And I think that right now we've learned so much about our own spiritual identities, or like the perception of a spiritual identity. And the way that I choose to look at it now, which I hope is helpful for so many people, is even when you take yourself out of the spiritual arena, how many times do you get judged anyways? Judged based on the way your hair is, judged based on your clothes, judged based on choices that you make. We're being judged anyways.
I was judged actually so many times. I love the judgments. Can I tell you, the judgments from before are different now. How I perceive them and internalize them, they're blessings. Not because I want to be criticized and put down. No, it's that when you become conscious, it's not that I've completely evolved where I just love myself. Like I'm still doing, this is a lifetime process, maybe a few lifetime processes, right? But I'm at that point where I honor the sharing without and reflecting on it from such a perception that if it triggers me, then there's something I need to address. If it triggers me, and what happened, I'll tell you something. Somebody actually, the reason why I changed the name of the Lightworker is because somebody had mentioned, somebody who was so honest. She denied the invitation. And of course, many people it will not resonate with. And we're here with that service prayer. May this be a blessing. May people be drawn to this if it suits you. And if it doesn't, we would be not at all upset if you decided not to continue on this platform. But it made me actually, she said something about the words I was using and how I want to be a part of a very thriving group, not one that's blocked and trying to heal their wounds. And I went, wait a minute, that makes sense, because I am all about that. But her judgment of it helped me to see that I wasn't articulating what this group was about enough. So that's why I changed it and updated the description. And I am so blessed for the criticism, right? So That's what I'm trying to say, anything in life. So I thought, I'm not trying to take away from your tips and lessons, but it just
No,
so happens that we will be criticized no matter where we are.
right.
My mother-in-law, I love her. She's, but I'm just saying it happens. We have to be able to know who we are and honor somebody else. And, and especially when it comes to doing this as a business, because I was in the corporate world for 33 years. So Kelly, you could relate, right?
Absolutely.
Did you share that this was something you did part-time?
With very few people, with
Okay.
very, very few people.
Why was that? Yeah.
Well, it was
Yeah.
because in the corporate world, there was, perceptions about professionalism and what that means and what that looks like. And there are some perceptions out there that if you're a psychic or if you're a medium or if you, believe in certain things, then you're crazy or you're not trustworthy. And so I had to be careful about who I communicated some of my belief systems to, because I didn't want that to clash into the professional world and have people say, hey, I trust her in this professional capacity, but she believes in ghosts. Oh, I can't trust her now, right?
It's so interesting. Yeah, because you are seeing, you're holding what you were doing. You represented the company and you had to, you held meetings and you were representation with the people. So I can understand how, if people don't have the belief system that we are we're plugged in, tuned in, and we're intuitive, then they're going to look at you like you have two heads and you're woo-woo, and they're going to discard your competency. They're not going to see you as reputable or trustworthy because you're different. And I understand this. And I think that when we talk about a lot of the people and going through this, if this speaks to you, I have a lot of people that come to my courses before that would lie and said they're at a yoga retreat.
Yes.
And they are opening up and communicating with their angels. So I understand at the beginning, if your faith is wavering and you're not confident in who you are yet, then be protective. But also, if you know the mindset of somebody else, you're not there to change it for them. No, read the room. I just say read the room. But if you're building a relationship, this is where I change things. If I'm building a relationship and I want to be my biggest, best, authentic self, I will put it on the table. I'll wear my heart on the sleeve. And if people have a discomfort with that, then I don't resonate in those environments. And it's so crazy though, Kelly, have you not had people out of the blue that you're a little nervous and hesitant about sharing this with them, and then they're just lit up and excited, and then it's crazy. Some people, you just have no idea. They're put in your path and they're ready to take the spiritual journey, and you're like, before all those years you've known them, and now they're coming to you for this advice, and that they're seeking this knowledge from you. And that's what happens, right? Did you ever have that out of the blue and you're like, they're just so? And then other people who you mention it to, their ego it's almost like they didn't hear you, and they'll just start talking about the weather or something.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's cool. And then have you had those experiences?
Weird. Change the subject quickly.
Yeah, it's like their ego just closes down. It doesn't let them get uncomfortable, so they are easier to talk about something else. It's funny.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
definitely resonate with that. I can remember, not only just in the professional world, but even in like the personal world, some people would know this about me. My most closer friends would,
Yeah.
but others wouldn't, And so I do remember times where, people, you're meeting someone new, and at some point the question, hey, what do you do, comes out, right? And I remember the first few times of being like, am I going to actually say this? Am I really going to say I'm a psychic? Right? But I got over that. I got over that really quickly. And now I'm at a place where it doesn't even affect me anymore. And it is such a beautiful place to own my own authenticity, so that when people, hey, so what do you do? Well, I'm a psychic medium. And when they go, a what? I'm a psychic medium.
Yeah.
I don't sit there and go, oh, shoot, should I have pulled that back? Are they not ready for this? I own it now, because this is who I am. I'm fully embodying exactly what it is that I'm meant to do here. And so if I have to yell it from the mountaintops, I'm going to do it. And
absolutely.
for all of those who hear that message, they're going to hear it. And for all of those who are not in alignment with either doing work with me or, being along their spiritual journey, whatever that looks like for them, it's okay if they're not in alignment with it. It just means they're not for me, or that this isn't for them. And that's totally fine.
Can I add something? I love it. I love your wisdom. When we also watch if you are someone who is still compartmentalizing your spirituality, because I did this. And I remember when I was it was because I didn't think, I closed down a big part of us. You kind of like close down because it's almost like, well, that person is not a believer. But listen, when you become, you don't have to say, oh, I'm intuitively picking up on this. Or you could always open up your heart to listen to people, no matter where you are in this world. That's the whole point of us moving out of fear into love and oneness, is to keep an open heart. And notice when you're compartmentalizing where you're closing yourself off to. So here's a thing. If you're somebody who is struggling with this, when we just use the language of, oh, that resonates with me, or, oh, I get the feeling. You don't have to say, oh, I see it, energy around you and I get the sense. Like, use the language that you're still operating deep listening. You're still engaging in if you're still in a full, you're a part-time light worker and you're still engaging in career, or you're having people in your family that aren't open-minded, you could still open your heart and get intuitive guidance and understandings and knowings. You don't have to use the vocabulary. You could just share from your heart. And I think that was the biggest shift for me, when I just began to recognize where I withheld my spiritual self, and I was able to embrace it more, no matter where I was. And it was also a development skill on knowing who I was. It just was the catapult into being that light, no matter where we're all struggle. Like, I'm still learning how to be that pillar everywhere in every situation, but it had improved so much. And I can't tell you. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So compartmentalizing and giving yourself an opportunity to, like you said, honor where you are. If you are still working on your confidence that you could be that light, then be selective with who you share this with, right? Wouldn't you say? And
Yeah,
then
absolutely.
then you're just going to shout it from a mountaintop, right, Kelly?
That's right. 100%. And I think the other thing that's so valid about that is us being psychics, mediums, intuitive, mystics, whatever it is that you identify with, does not mean that the energy and the information that you pick up has to be shared with everyone.
Yeah.
Sometimes this is just for you. Sometimes it's just for you to know that that person isn't right for you, or I'm supposed to turn left instead of turning right today. It's not always something to be authenticated and validated and to show up in some big giant, billboard of a message. It's most often these tiny little nudges that help to direct us throughout our way, whether it's to get out of our own way, whether it's to help make choices and decisions that are going to be best for us. And this doesn't mean we have to shout that from the mountaintops. It means that we just sit in the moment and go, thank you for that.
Yeah.
And then continue on in our own journey, whatever that looks like, whether it means today I'm turning left instead of right, or whether I'm going to reach out to that person, or I'm just going to let them keep walking by. And that's up for us to determine within the messages that we receive in those moments. It doesn't have to be broadcast.
Exactly. So I love it. But allow yourself to give yourself permission to experience the divinity within yourself, but also give yourself permission to see the divinity in others. We're all a light if we can communicate that way. But of course, it's not your job to psychically connect them with their angels and divine. I mean, unless that conversation comes up. And, even then I have boundaries with that. But I totally get what you're saying. And that was the biggest journey for me too, that struggle of up and down, knowing who to be of service to, and knowing when I, the guilt that came with, oh, I didn't tell them because I was worried to be wrong. Like, all those things come with when you're, anyways, it's a whole conversation. Lot of lessons that we've learned, Kelly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Haven't we? Yeah. But it's moving with all of that.
Yeah.
We're all being judged as it is already. So if we're all being judged and we all have these little fears, why not be yourself anyways, right? You're going to be judged anyways, be yourself anyways, and then pick and choose in the moment who you share with, what you share, etc. But I would strongly recommend people don't hold themselves back from what feels right to them, because ultimately you're just holding back your own joy.
Yeah, I like that, because when you hear all those light workers out there, like, the people who you are meant to be of service to is waiting for you. I used to hear that a lot. And I feel like it is so true, because as soon as I opened up and began to do this work, there's so much healing that needs to be done. Like, but I don't know if you had right at Christmas and again in March, it was two big waves of schedule overwhelm. Like, so many people were seeking support where I opened up my schedule to accommodate them. Like, and I say to the students, like, get your website up, get out there, let people know, because who you are and what's within you and your uniqueness, only you could connect with those people. I don't connect with everybody. In
That's right.
fact, we're not meant to. So those judgments are just coming from a place that feels like it's just not a fit. It's just not
Yeah.
a fit. So anyways, I think you're going into another whole topic about feeling like imposter syndrome and having rejection from who you are. I think that is the biggest component. I mean, I work with people for like a whole month on that, up leveling their confidence to be worthy enough to get out there and claim it. And that goes back to full circle where we started off. You said claim it at the beginning, let them know who they are, their agenda, not somebody else's agenda of what they think they should be. Right?
That's
I love
right. That's right.
it. Yeah. So now, we're already at the half-hour mark. So let's now come to a closure. Thank you. I wanted to ask you, what's coming up for you? Do you have anything that you want to share with us in terms of stuff you're coming up with, freebies, any webinars?
Yes, actually, I have a huge offering that's going to be coming out. Actually, it's called my Psychic Medium Mastermind. And this goes right in alignment with everything that I support others with, because whether or not some people identify with it or not, we all do have our spiritual skills. And those look different for everybody. Right?
Yeah.
Whether you're a seer, you're a feeler, you connect with spirit, you connect with animals, etc. But this program is really a wonderful opportunity for people who are trying to really own and claim their psychic and mediumship skills, and also for psychics and mediums who have their own business, who aren't in the place that they wish that they could be now because of fear, because of blockages, because of lack of training, because of lack of confidence. And so I'm really putting it out there to help and to come into service for so many people who are ready to say, that's me, and I need to know how to do it.
Yeah, excellent. Love it. So if you're ready and you want to step up, then, I'm going to put Kelly's information in the details below in the comments, and where you can find her at, want to say your website and your Instagram name?
Yeah, absolutely. So my website is Kelly Ferguson Readings, and you can learn all sorts of stuff about me on there. There's information about my psychic mediumship mastermind, and also access to my free psychic quiz. So if you're someone who isn't sure what you're doing or what your strengths are, go do my quiz. You're going to get the details that tell you, what is it that you are doing? What does this look like for you? And sometimes that's all you need to know to go, oh my God, I am doing it. I see it.
Excellent. Love it. Love it. Okay. So that you can get a hold of Kelly, but also I wanted to just let you know also the Lightworkers monthly support group, the High Vibe support group is coming up. It's going to be about the 3 common mindset blocks that Lightworkers have in terms of getting out there, blocking them from really attracting clients and having financial abundance and ease in their job, in their day, in their life, to create that time and space and energy. It's all about soul alignment. So that's coming up. I will be your host on that. I'll be leading you through. That's coming up next Wednesday, the 25th of May. And I'd love for you, the information will be posted on my private Facebook group here at the High Vibe Lightwork support group, and I'll also post it underneath, because this is live streaming on YouTube as well. So I'll put the details in the description below, and in LinkedIn. So thanks everyone, and we're so happy that I see that we've had some people come in and out. Thank you so much for dropping in. And I can't see, we don't have access to know who it is, but we are honored that you're here. And if you are watching this as a replay, please put some comments in, add to the conversation. And we just wanted to say thank you for coming along for the journey here on the first interview that I'm hosting on this platform. And thanks again, Kelly. It's been an honor. Blessings.
My pleasure.
Blessings.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Take care.